guys, it's Mrs. Neumann, and I am going to be teaching the writing lesson this week. This lesson is extra special because it talks about an I Love School book. And what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to have this broken down into 3 separate little videos, because in the classroom we would have done 1 page of the book for each day. Okay, because we want to take our time and do a really good job on this. This is our last book of the year. And what we can do is when we're finished with our book, we can save it and we can share it with our family and friends. And we can also share it in our last day of school Zoom meeting. So we want to make sure we do a really good job with it. Sorry. Okay, so the title this week is I Love School. You need to have your materials. All good writers do. Here's a blank piece of paper. Use what you have. It's okay if it's colored. You're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it in half to make a book. Remember, we've done this before. Make your crease. So then here is your book that you will open up, and you have other pages. Now the first thing you're going to notice is in my book, I'm going to put the tape up here so you can see it. I'm going to use the words, and I'm going to make the cover of my book. Remember, the cover of the book is what protects the story. So this is a book I actually found at home. It says I Love School, and I was like, that's exactly what we're writing about. Things we loved about school this year. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my title. So I'm going to take whatever marker I choose, crayon or pencil, and I'm going to do it very nicely, and I can have my mom use a word wall for it, and I can make a capital I love school. Okay, and since I am the author, I am going to write my name on it, by Mrs. Neumann. Okay, so whose name would go on here? Would my name go on there or your name in your book? You're right, your name, because you're the author of your own book. That's exactly right. So I Love School is the title. Then I'm going to pick another, and I'm using markers, boys and girls, and I want you to see why I'm using markers. When I use pencil on here, it is very hard to see it, all right? But if I choose to use a dark color or a marker or dark crayon, and look, I trace with it, you can actually see it on the screen, and that's why I'm doing it. So when I'm using markers, though, I need to make sure I'm extra careful, because if I don't put my lids back on the correct way, they will dry up super fast. So we got to make sure we're always thinking about that. So I Love School. So you could decorate the rest of your cover, okay? Now that I've put my cover and I know things I love about school, the first thing I want to know about on my first page of the book is when I open it up. Okay, here I open up my book, and I'm going to have Mom help me with this. Or you can do it yourself. It's up to you. I'm going to put it so you can see it with the tape. Okay. Now I want you to notice, if you want your book to be more than 2 or 3 pages, you just have to put more paper. I'm just going to focus on the 2 pages. So then I'm going to take a marker, and look what I do. I'm going to go all the way down into the crease. See how I did that? Okay, what I did is I separated my pages. Okay. So in the classroom, we would have just worked on 1 page at a time and doing it right, okay? And what do I mean by doing it right? You're exactly right. It means I take time in what I do. I'm gonna make sure I draw pictures that helps the reader know what's going on. I'm gonna make sure I add labels to help the reader understand what's going on. And I'm gonna do the best work I can possibly do, because I'm proud of myself. I've really grown as a writer and a reader. So I want it to be some really good stories. So this page right here, I thought very hard about what I loved most about school. And the first thing that comes to mind, without a doubt, is I made lots of really good best friends at school. So I found 2 books, see? These are the best friend books. Now, I could make a whole different book about best friends, absolutely. But this time, I'm only gonna make 1 page of my book about my friends. So I want to look, and I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to look through the book that this person wrote. And he wrote the book about best friends. And look, it shows his best friend, see? And that made me think of friends that you've made at school that you've enjoyed doing things with. So that's what's going to happen in this page right here on your book. So for the first page of your book, I want you to think for just a minute about someone you like to do something with at school. Let's think. Did you picture in your mind someone you'd like to play with at recess? Maybe someone that you played tag with or ran up and down on the grass with them? Or maybe you chose this person to sit next to lunch with them. Maybe this is a person that you really liked it when they came to the center and they built something amazing with you. Maybe this is a person who just liked to be silly and play different games with you. So we have lots of new friends for that. So the first thing I'm gonna do then is, now that I've got that in my head, I'm gonna come down to my one piece of paper and I'm gonna use a pencil, because why? Pencils, if I make a mistake, I can erase it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the picture using Matte Man skills of my friend. And just on that paper, I'm gonna draw something I like to do with my best friend at school. So I loved to be with my best friend. Who is my best friend? So I'm gonna draw a picture. Here I am, here's Miss Neumann. See, there's Mrs. Neumann, and I can put Mrs. Neumann. Okay, and the person that I liked doing lots of stuff with, if you notice, was Miss Schneider. She was one of my co-teachers. We worked together, and that's something, we were not only friends, but we actually enjoyed working together, and we did that. So I may come over here then, and I'm gonna draw Mrs. Schneider. She has longer hair than I do. Okay. And I can give her details as well. 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And then I can put Mrs. Schneider. And I'm gonna put Mrs. S because it's just a long name, and I put Mrs. N. So here I am, and I'm gonna finish it by drawing what we're wearing. Now, I used to wear a lot of different colors, green. So it's my favorite color. I'm gonna put that on there. And my hair is brown, okay? So here I am with my brown hair. Okay, and this is Mrs. Schneider. Now, Mrs. Schneider's not here with me, just like your friends are maybe not here with you there. But I can still remember what we like to do together. So here I am, and here's Mrs. Schneider. She has dark hair also. And she doesn't have it as dark as Mrs. Neumann, but it's still dark. And then I'm gonna give her a, let's see, what color should we have? Let's have her wear a yellow dress. Okay. And I picked the dress because it was just simple to draw. That's really honestly the only thing. So here I have me and Mrs. Schneider. And what did we like to do together? We love to teach together. That's one thing we did. So I can put that with my words. I love to teach the alphabet with, and watch that, I'm gonna drop down, with Miss Schneider. And do you remember she made all those wonderful videos for us to do, telling us the letters, and the A says ah, the A says ah. She taught us all those things. So that's something that I really enjoyed doing with her this year. So here's my book, I Love to Teach the Alphabet with Miss Schneider. And I can add some more details if I want to. This is all that I'm gonna work on today because I'm gonna do a really good job with that. I can't wait to see what the next page will be. Have a great time writing about you and your friends. Maybe it's gonna be 1, 2, or 3 friends. You can do it however you need. Make sure you add your coloring and your labeling. Happy writing, guys, and I'll see you on your next 2 pages. Bye-bye.